So let's call this meeting to order. Call the roll, please.
Parker.
Here.
Kinsey.
Here.
Mossford.
Here.
Wigner. Watson.
Here. We have a quorum, so we'll go on to item number 3, approval of minutes of regular meeting held 9 June of 2025.
If anybody's got anything, I'll motion to approve.
Second.
We've got a motion and second. Call the roll, please.
Parker.
Yes.
Kinsey.
Yes.
Watson.
Yes.
Mossford.
Yes.
We'll go on to item 4, reports from staff, city council report.
Not a lot to report. I will say that we did get the fiscal year 2025 year wrapped up, and well, almost wrapped up. We do have some budget amendments to do final budget items for the fiscal year. General fund, and all funds, Steve, or all the funds, the general fund, the economic development authority, and utility authority. So we'll get those at our city council meeting next week. We're pretty excited about the all-class reunion. There's a lot of buzz going around. I think we're going to have a lot of folks back in town, maybe that haven't been here in a while. I know that just in my class, we've got quite a few people that are going to be back, and looking forward to everything that's going on in Alva. We did, the city and the chamber and some other volunteer groups kind of coordinated a cleanup weekend this weekend. I think it went well from what I was here. It sounded like we got cleaned up a lot. Maybe there's more cleanup to do. But
How many dumpsters did you set out?
we had four big roll-offs.
Well, a lot of them were full by 8 a.m. and then
I had to take the front end loader up there today and crush them down, just so they could pick them up. They're so overflowing that Waste Connections would have picked them up. They couldn't drive it on the state highways to get it back. So we had to try to crush them down as much as we could, and hopefully nobody goes up there and fills them overflowing.
Before they pick them up.
Yeah.
So, and I was out of town, but I was getting text messages and stuff, people wondering about the transfer station and everything as well. So it sounds like people took advantage of the opportunity, so that was good. The pool got open last month, and it's incredible. I don't know if you haven't been by to check it out. I really encourage you to get out and go inside the fence. If you're not going to swim, just tell the girls, they won't make you pay. If you want to pay, you can pay. But it's just phenomenal. For those that grew up in that pool, it's quite a transformation. I do appreciate that the committee had the thought to. There's a black tile outline of all the original pool. So the original ramp, the original kiddie pool, all of it is
2021?
Yeah.
Last I heard was September.
Okay. Do you know how far south they're going?
I don't know if they're coming this far south, to be honest with you. I think they're stopping at Harbor.
Well, they got an easement from us, so I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
wondering.
Then again, I don't know. I may be wrong, Bill. We've got an ODOT meeting next week over in Buffalo to discuss it. So I'll know more by our next meeting.
And then another thing that's kind of related to the cruise, there's a lot of streetlights out on Oklahoma Boulevard. You've ever been up there at night? You know, people are going to be hanging out in parking lots and it's going to be pitch black. Not that they're going to cause any people are going to cause any trouble. But
I will say, anytime you notice a street light out, make sure to tell Steve and he can get with OG&E, and they're usually pretty quick to get on that.
yeah, from 281 and 64 at the main junction east, almost clear to the Sonic. There's only like one or two lights there.
Okay.
The rest are all out. But anyway.
And this is kind of related out here, but what's the ambulance situation with the city?
No decisions have been made. The last council meeting, we discussed the personnel performance again in executive session, and no action has been taken, no decisions have been made. It'll be on the agenda again this month. If you have thoughts, I'd love to hear them offline.
There's a lot of thoughts that I get to hear that aren't repeatable, one way or the other.
A lot of my input is one-sided, considered where I work. So, anything else for city council report? If not, move on to the airport manager's report.
As you can see, the window has not progressed at all. The glass, as I understood, was supposed to be here last week. I have not got an update on it, nor have I heard or seen the crew in at least 2 weeks now. I'm going to continue to reach out and try to get an update for you guys as I can. Runway project, or taxiway project, excuse me. We're moving into the runways being shut down the 28th now through the 7th. With respect to that, weather related, it could be extended if weather deems needed. Starting tomorrow morning at 7 local, south end of the runway, and Bravo is being shut down fully. Everybody will have to do back taxi back. That allows the electrical crew to start getting some forward movement and getting the lines running down through there, as well as through drilling. The electrical crew for the above ground Jet A has been out working. I have not got an update on when they're going to link up with OG&E, but they are communicating now finally. There's supposed to be a link update for that tank to go hot. Once it goes hot, we'll move forward with the fuel and the certification. We've been mowing quite a bit out here. Lots of rain, lots of grass mowing. We've had quite a bit more Jet A sold as well through the last month. Part of that, I think, has to do with dropping the price. It's attracted a lot more customers. A lot of them have said the only reason we're here is because of your price. You're in a good spot, but your price is no problems. Just got a new tanker delivered Friday. I just got the bill of sale for that. I suspect it's going to go up, just looking at the difference in the price. I don't know how much. I'll run the figures through CAA and find out, and then depending on how much that goes up, I'll talk to Steve and see if we need to adjust our retail to stay within what we're looking at for our overhead. Other than that, it's just been operations, relatively busy but normal. Just trying to work on what I can to improve.
What, have you put out notice to everybody that might be a frequent flyer or on the airport about the closure?
For the south side?
Or for when we close on the 28th?
Yes, I have. I put it out. I have a notice up on the door. I also posted on Facebook. Asked the city to post it, share it forward. anybody who's calling in, I mention it, as well as pilots who come through that I see regularly, I can try to verbally tell them.
So that, what caused the push and the date, we were supposed to come down tomorrow, right? Or today?
Today was supposed to be our
So we pushed it 2 weeks because of Oshkosh. And because the guys wanted to be able to fly out of here. And also, people flying across the country, they want to stop here and get gas too. But that's why we pushed it out, because of miscommunication with the local pilots. And they expressed concern of not being able to get in and out of this airport for Oshkosh. So
You might put it on the reunion website also, because I know there were several people that were going to fly in for the reunion.
we're supposed to be open for the reunion.
Right.
Oh,
but I
let
mean,
them know.
let them know too, because there were some that I heard that were going to fly in and they were rumbling about having to fly to Judy or something and drive out.
I'll get with,
Very.
who's running that website? Norval?
It's good starting point.
Okay.
Liz Ritchie.
Oh, it's Liz? Okay.
And I think it's worth noting that while it is going to be convenient for the pilots, it's also not going to extend the length of the project. The work that needs to be done, I talked to Toby the other day, so there's 2 weeks worth of work to be done before it's necessary to close the runway, so.
So have you developed any kind of a work list or hit list of things that need to be done when the runway is closed that you couldn't normally do while it was operational?
Increase in mowing, for sure, as well as I intend to do a more thorough walk through the building, looking for mechanical/structural issues that I can annotate and get on the list to start prioritizing what gets fixed when. I'm also going to do more housekeeping on the paperwork side, get some of our, like our leases that are way out of date, get with the city on either updating those or refreshing those, however the city would like. I'm also trying to develop a plan with our POs and our receipts and everything that I think will make it better for me to track and easier for me to reference if we have an issue where something doesn't get paid later, that I can go back and check my POs through Excel, link my files to it. But mostly still being available for helicopters and stuff like that that can fly in.
But specifically, like outside, is there any tasks that would be hard to do while the runway is open that you need to accomplish while it's shut down for that 2 weeks?
Me and Jason, one is going to be spraying the weeds. I'm also going to, depending on if it's available or not, I would like to pull the trucks out of the fuel bay and maybe get a fresh load of rocks in there where we're starting to develop mud puddles. Get that laid back over. Also go through and look at where we start to have cracking or asphalt popping up with the increase in trucks we've had.
Is there, from this side of the taxiway, the city was supposed to help us with the maintenance of the access roads. Is there any of that the city would have time to come out and rehabilitate while that runway shut down and we have maybe less traffic? I mean, it's those kind of thing. I'm not asking for a specific list now, but if you had been thinking of a specific list of things like that, if there's any work like on the windsock or timber heater or anything like that that requires crossing the runway while it's not being used, I mean, that'd be a good time to accomplish the task or some objectives like that. Not that what you mentioned was bad. I'm just thinking, take advantage of not having an active runway. Oh, yeah.
Do you need us to bring the broom out here and sweep that thing?
Probably. They've been sweeping it pretty good as they're going. They just ran it through 4 swipes on it today with the broom out on the taxiway itself.
I'm talking about the road, though.
Yeah.
Is there, so based on what you're saying, is the ground lease is forthcoming as far as, because I got my hangar renewal notice, but I didn't get anything ground lease. Is that still forthcoming?
I'm still working the ground this side.
Okay.
We're still trying to make sense of around this. I got the hangers figured out. I believe I had the hangers figured out. I'm still finding some small hiccups where I either didn't understand it or completely overlooked it. But I'm also looking at ground pieces now, and that's going to be a little more fun. So I'll make sense of it.
The 2 ag leases did get signed though, on July 1st.
Well, I didn't, just, I mean, if there's ground leases that's, that you were, I didn't know if you sent them out as you resolved them, or if you went to resolve all of them before you sent them in.
No, we're sending out as a fund.
As far as I know, mine's right, I haven't received any of that, that's the reason I'm asking.
I'll bring it to you.
Are we looking at any other potential websites or options for potential disposal of the marijuana?
I honestly have not gotten a chance to get into work that.
And then I noticed in our year-end, ending June 30th, that it's several things that was over. Insurance was over quite a bit, but so was utilities. Is it on your to-do list to potentially check options for maybe being able to put different thermostats on to help
That's on my list.
control some? I mean, we haven't had exorbitantly hot weather yet. We didn't have exorbitantly cold weather either. So I'm really concerned that once we hit those more extremes that our utility bill might increase.
Yeah, one thing that's not helping us either is that I recognize that. I'm trying to keep it hospitable, but also not skyrocket our utilities.
I know Genie's going up, what, 13% this next year anyway? That's not going to help anything either.
I know in here it gets pretty warm with it set at 70 even. So, keep an eye on it, try to keep it down. But yes, I already have the list, or on the list, to get those thermostats looked at and see what we can go for more programmable options. So we can at least try to keep it budgeted a little better.
I understand. Well, I understand you don't want to walking in out of a multi-million-dollar jet to a hot sauna either. They might get a little bit. That's all right.
Did you have any luck with, somebody wanted to box the doors? Did you call them?
I called, I haven't got a response. Lots of calls and no responses so far.
Okay.
It's going to be the same thing for when we follow up on the flying emails, something like that. Emails and phone calls and no responses. We keep
Okay.
plugging it in.
Who did you try to contact?
I've got on this somewhere on my computer. But the contact, was that you that sent me that?
Yeah.
Yes.
No response?
No response.
John might be able to help on that.
I know she sent that off. That's interesting because she was always very responsive to me and to the previous urban planners. So I don't know what's happening.
Unless, because I haven't had missed calls. I was going to say unless it's because we've been mowing more, but I still get voicemails, I still see missed calls, unless I just didn't recognize the name on the caller ID and it was a voicemail.
Okay, you're not going to get any response for a little bit because of washing machine.
I'll send her an email, see what she says. I try not to be the third person involved, but I'll step in if it's all right with you and see if I can get any kind of response.
I'd rather get results than worry about who got the results.
Okay.
Okay, anything else for the airport manager? If not, we'll go on to the next item. Discussion and action to approve or disapprove donation replacement little red hens for their wheels, wings, and things.
I am just here again for Little Red Hens for Wheels, Wings, and Things, seeing if you guys might sponsor the monster truck person. The total cost is $2,000, but even if you just sponsor $250, that would be great. And it's September 6th from 11 to 2 with the Woods County Fair. And I also wanted to see about the Young Eagles, if anybody has contacted them, or if I can do that for someone, I'm willing to do that too.
Well, I sent information to Josh.
Oh,
Apparently they're not responding to him, so I will see if I can gain a response to my phone call or my email.
perfect.
See if I can get them to
Thank you.
respond. I can start the discussion. Go for it. I feel that you're supposed to, I feel my position here, I think the things that they do are good, but whatever we need to do should be aviation related, is my opinion. And if we can get Young Eagles over here, I have no problem sponsoring whatever we need to do to help that succeed. Or something equivalent.
I agree. I mean, I don't want our, if we decide not to do anything, I don't want that to be any kind of a knock against us over our heads, but I think with airport funding,
Needs to be
limited
aviation
as it
related.
is, I think we need to focus on things that are going to be aviation related.
So is the plan to have something more aviation related in the future? Or?
I would love to do that, if it was even another, like, touch a plane event or something like that, to get the airport more people coming through, see what all is here. I think that's a great idea. I just don't know what that would be yet, but let me think on that.
Is that we have the rides and stuff for the kids?
Yeah, that's what the.
That's what the Young Eagles
Young
do
people
for
are
us.
doing.
Yeah.
And maybe some airplanes on display, that type
Yeah.
of thing.
So
I'm just shocked that he got no response from the information I sent him, so and I may get treated the same way, we'll find out. And that's one of the benefits too. So this is an example that I would point out that if and when we get our building built, at some point if they wanted to hold that kind of activity in that hangar, that'd be perfect. And that's why we're building such a structure. And then we would be able to maybe bring unique aircraft in from out of town for display because we have a place to put them in.
A number of years ago, the state sponsored can't remember what to call it, but it was for young individuals, a week-long aviation camp. And I don't know if that's still available or not, but we had it here several years in a row, and then it kind of went away. That's something that might.
It started with the back when we had plane plastics and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I met the lady that started that at OU, and she said she could come up here if we'd sponsor, so we sponsored it. And hold the week-long camp here, out of the terminal and went to the hangars.
Right. Yeah,
It was pretty successful.
right. My daughter was involved in one of the camps. But anyway, that might be something in the future that we can coincide with this wheels and things that we could help sponsor. Maybe. So,
I'll move to disapprove.
Is that a motion?
I move to disapprove.
motion to disapprove. We have a motion, second call roll, please.
Wait, who seconded? I'm sorry. Yes. Parker,
Yes.
Kinsey,
Yes.
Mossberg,
Yes.
Logston.
Yes. Rob, on to item number 6, discussion and action to establish a bulk fuel discount for local pilots.
Yes, this is related to specifically our 100 LOLED, kind of based off from the most recent fill-up that Barney had with his Blivets. He brought up a discount that Derek used to offer. I could not find anything in any previous notes or board-related something like that, and then after we decide to, we can establish what we would consider a bulk quantity.
So what were the limits?
What was farming?
He got sent through 500 gallons, but he got it twice. Oh, you're
So you
talking-
got a discount at 500?
No, he did it under the normal pilot discount. He was asked, he claims he used to get a higher discount than that when we got bulk. He said he got 50 cents off a gallon, is what he told me.
50 cents.
50 cents, that's what Derek gave him. And to me, that
That's
didn't
a
make
cost.
sense. And that's why I want to bring it up to the board and actually get a definitive, if we were doing bulk pricing, yes or no, and if we are, what is it?
And that's the next agenda item, is defining what quantity is bulk.
Right, to define bulk. So I guess one of my questions would be is, how does this benefit the airport?
So far to date, since I've been here, the only person that's even asked for that kind of an amount is Brent. And I guess he says he does it twice a year, and it's related to his life school stuff. But
He has a tank, a portable tank.
yes, he
He
does.
has his own strip at Kiowa, and he likes to keep some fuel up there, because it's got hangar, he stores his airplanes in.
But at what point, I mean, at some point, somebody's going to want a military discount, retired med discount, somebody else is going to want a twin engine discount. I mean, where does it stop?
I understand. It was brought up as a thing,
Understand?
so I.
You're just the middle guy.
I thought I'd bring it up as something that would be a decidable option.
And I mean, that's part of our bread and butter. I mean, you know, and at what point is the air vector going to want their discount, you know? I mean,
Yeah, I do remember.
I mean, it all adds up after a while, and we're saying it's the same thing as, you know, leasing the fairgrounds for $1.
And I told him he would get a normal charged rate, and if the board decided for a lower amount, then I would apply it to it. But if not, you got a normal charged amount, which is 5%.
I mean, I like to see businesses succeed, but to me, we need to define what type of a business is eligible. And if it's just businesses or individuals that are going to be eligible. And then, you know, I guess in the long term, how does this benefit the airport? I mean, are we going to see more students, more flying, more fuel cells to make up the difference in reduced cost?
I don't,
Those are questions that I would have.
and to answer a few of those, I don't see a big improvement to the airport. I see a discounted price to the one individual that I see getting it right now. Because obviously, we don't have aircraft that come in and get more than 100 to 150 gallons at a time. I mean, I think the most I pumped out was 160 gallons of 100 LLF to one aircraft, and they were bone dry. So,
Somebody else has a tank out here, don't they?
Or,
Somebody else has a bulk tank, don't they? Is it Wiesner?
Stags, but they get their own fuel.
I thought there was another private pilot that had their own.
They're not supposed to.
Not in there, not stored on the airport.
What I heard surrounding this topic was, it wasn't so much bulk purchasing, one purchase in bulk, as much as it was being pitched that if I'm buying a lot of fuel, whether that's multiple fill-ups or all at once, they want a discount for buying more than the average pilot. I don't know, I mean, we already, my thoughts, kind of our philosophy has been to have the best fuel prices around, and we're succeeding at that. How much more do you discount the best fuel prices around?
Yeah, at this point, I don't see any reason to give a further discount unless some greater evidence comes up that it's to our benefit. Right at this point, I don't see that. just gonna create more headache.
And I don't work well when I hear, well, this person did this, well, that doesn't make that right. I need to know, let me go back to the paperwork, I couldn't find anything that represented that, so I
Yeah.
brought it to you guys.
I
So,
appreciate that. Thank you.
What I would inquire is, do our neighbors do this? I mean, do they have bulk purchasing pricing?
I can find out. Without knowing for sure, I can't answer, but I would doubt it.
If it's not going to help our bottom line and it's not going to give us a competitive advantage, it's hard to.
Justify.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against it if we can justify it.
But we don't have the evidence that justifies it.
And I'm, and you have nothing in writing, no paperwork, like you say, to authenticate what it has allegedly happened in the past.
Yeah, and how many times it may have been used.
Every time.
Well, if it's more than just that one person, then I'm all for helping somebody out to an extent, but in case of news,
I mean, we can sit here and look, I mean, when you got insurance rates increasing $8,000 in 1 year, the utilities not far behind it, it's hard to say, we need to discount those things, when we're trying to make ends meet, keep this airport going.
So, anybody want to make a motion?
I'll move the table.
If table, we gotta do it next.
Well, we've asked for more information, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll call around and try to get more information.
And maybe you could come back with your own proposal with what you consider bulk, your definitions of bulk, and who should be eligible for it, and that type of thing as well. Finish out the thought, but I'll second it.
Because we haven't had any other business asking for anything.
No, I haven't had anybody else ask about whole field other than just the flexible. I don't even know if it was for the flexible, it's just Barney himself, as well as somebody else that he has out there in the game.
Right, this is him and Tucker.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second on number 6. Call the roll, please.
Parker,
Yes.
Kinsey,
Yes,
Mossberg,
Yes.
Longston,
Yes. And item 7, we need to table that also.
I move the table action to establish quantity of fuel to be considered as bulk. Second with recommendation.
Yeah. I'll go with full report.
second.
We have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Parker,
Yes.
Kinsey,
Yes.
Longston,
Yes.
Mossberg.
We'll go on to number 8, remarks required for airport commission members. Anybody have anything?
I noticed under our cash investment balances that it was down quite a bit. Is that due to grant money not coming in yet? Or is that how all of our 5% added up to that big dollar?
Yeah, we're starting to hit our 5% some what we're doing.
Okay.
We're getting to that point.
Because we're down about 300,000.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything? If not, we'll go on to item number 9, remarks required by citizens.